Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to this episode or this video. I'm Jimbo, your host of the Auto Detailing Podcast YouTube channel and the Auto Detailing Podcast. Anyway, I'm so excited for this video. I finally got my hands on M100 thanks to one of you, actually, the listener, telling me that it was actually available to purchase. So I picked up some M100 and I'm really excited to see how this compares. This was launched at SEMA 2018. This is one of Meguiar's 2019 product releases. And while I do want to bring this through, I'm going to do a cheap versus expensive M110 versus M100, which has been my long time favorite. Anyway, today this is kind of a first look at M110. Sorry. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put it on look at this dinosaur, huh? We're gonna put it on a rotary with wool to see, are we getting any dusting? What's the product workability like? And then I'm gonna switch it up to the 7424 original, 10 years old, still working, with a Euro foam, what do they call this? Eurotech foam. This is more of a medium pad, and what I want to see what that is. What is the finishing ability like with the M110? So I'm excited to bring this video to you. Of course, first off, we're going to do the sniffy sniff, which I've already done before. And it doesn't smell very good, which I think that's on purpose with a lot of these companies. I think that you can make any product smell to any ability you want. But what I think is, us as professionals, when we smell that very chemically smell, it does give you that kind of reaction that you think it's actually going to work or is working. So let me angle the camera down and let's get hammering. Okay, so as you can see on your left side of the screen, I have the scan grip out, and so I kind of scuffed up the panel. What I want to show you real quick is how runny the product actually is. So it is white in color, unlike the M100. And I use M100 as a reference only because I have so much experience with it. So I love M100 even as a one-step. When I need to do some really heavy cutting, I'd choose M100. And those videos with M110 are going to follow. I'm looking forward to your comments to see the ideas that you guys have for videos for M110. One of them being obviously cheap versus expensive with M100. So per the bottle, it says that you could use it on rotary, DA, or even by hand, which is interesting. So DA, polisher, rotary, or by hand, similar to a lot of the Meguiar's compounds. So let me get some dust out of here. In fact, let me hit this with a brush. I'm gonna get this on the rotary. I know I get a lot of heat for using these dinosaur products, but honestly, I mean, 10 years old, no service, and both these dinosaurs are going. Okay, so Euro wool pad on a rotary. It says to keep it between 12 and 1800 RPM. I'm currently at 1200. We will do both. Okay, so initially you could see that the product is throwing a little bit, probably because I didn't rub it in, and you could even see it on the pad. So let me prime this pad a little bit more. It's throwing the product, but it's kind of my fault. The workability at 1200, you can start to see it's starting to splatter. So similar to 100, and it's honestly very common when you're working with a rotary, especially with wool. This is kind of the aggressive knife that you are going to get some splatter. Let me grab a towel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a towel, wipe this off. The wipe off is very nice. Obviously the wipe off is nice. Obviously there's holograms from the rotary. That's okay. We're going to get to those in a second. So that was, the wipe off is very smooth, very nice. I did not play with this product at SEMA, so this is honestly a first look, first test. Let me brush out this pad real quick again. So fresh pad, let's get a little more product, and we're gonna work it up to the 1800 RPM on the Rotary and see what that looks like. Let me rub it in a little bit better this time. 1800 RPM. Really going to town on that, and you can see when I hit the edge, that's when I kind of got the spray. But now that my pad's broken in a little bit, and you can see that wipe off right there is going to be a little bit more difficult, only because, I mean, we're really heating the product up, and even at that, it's not that bad. This is where you could use a squirt of detail spray or something like that. But now that you can see that there's a little bit of residue right there, but honestly, this is a aggressive compound. So when I was working the panel, I honestly looked at it and I was like, wow, this seems like this looks like a polish to me, not like a really aggressive compound. This looks a lot more like a polish. You could kind of see, obviously you see the buffer trails, which that's totally normal on a Rotary. Again, this is a first look at M110. So you could see that. Now, really what I'm interested in seeing, so granted it was dusting when I hit the edge, which is fair, right? That's gonna happen. So let's see if these buffer trails now will get cleaned up. And now this panel has been through quite a lot. Let's do 4 dots, 5 dots on this pad. Now this is going to be a soft, I would say a medium foam. So if you wanted to pair it up with a Eurofiber, a microfiber cutting disc, this may work for one step, and we're going to get to that after this. Really important things that I want to point out that I think are important for this review. The workability of the product is very good, which is why I would probably recommend it. In fact, I would definitely recommend it over M105, which I think is honestly a terrible product. Well, terrible in my eyes. So for what I use it for, I think M100 is far superior, which is why I will be comparing this to M100. But as you can see, and hopefully it's picking it up in the skin grip, that on that medium foam pad, that medium finish foam pad, pretty much got that panel just about perfect. Now it did get it perfect. This panel has been through the ringer. I have 1200 grit, 1500 grit, 2000 grit sandpaper, kind of, I'm running out of clear, I know I am. But as you could see right there in that light, the buffer holograms are gone and the panel has pretty much been cleaned to perfection. So my thoughts on that are very nice on a DA, very nice on a Rotary, not gonna dust as much, but still does dust. Now, let me take the Porter cable, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to a Eurofiber pad, and then I'm gonna scuff the surface one more time and see what it looks like with a microfiber cutting disc. So what I did is I scuffed up the surface a little bit, kind of to, and hopefully I don't get in the way of the scan grip, but as you could see, kind of wanted to replicate regular wash marring. So this may be super common, and what I want to see is this a viable one step? Can you get away on this black metallic panel? Granted, there's varying paints and all that. This happens to be a Toyota panel, which I didn't do on purpose, but happens to be one of the most I personally love working on Toyotas because they clean nice, the interiors clean nice, and everything is very nice. Okay, so the paint is nice. Okay, so I'm priming the pad now with M110. So we've seen the Rotary, we've seen the DA with foam, and let's see the DA with a aggressive, I would call it aggressive cutting pad. See what it looks like. So very, very, very little dust, and what I'm most excited about is the product is not drying out. The panel is not warm, so I wasn't heating it up, but it's not drying out like M105 does, which if you're looking between M105 and M110, definitely consider M100. So, and what I'm most bummed about what M110 is the price point. The price point's at about $47, where M100 is still at that $25 mark. So you could see even in the camera, that did an extremely good job, and it brought up another idea. A little tiny bit of marring there, little tiny bit. So maybe with a less aggressive pad, you'd be able to knock it out. That's a little bit aggressive. I am seeing some marring in there, but if you look, maybe use that yellow foam or a medium foam pad for a one step would probably do it justice. Okay, so to my initial thoughts, feelings, and emotions about M110. Again, this is a first look video. I try to jam pack as much as I possibly could into the first look. This was the first time ever playing with the product itself. Mike Pennington per my podcast, and if you want to hear a lot more information about the M110, where it stands in the line, I have interviews with Mike Pennington and Mike Stoops. I'll try to link both of those below, but you could go to iTunes or anywhere, Stitcher, anywhere you get your podcast. Pandora is even launching podcasts, and I'm on there, and just search Auto Detailing Podcast. I'll pop right up, trust me. And so what I'm excited about is that they released a new compound. Am I liking what I'm seeing? Very much so. I think the product dusts a lot less. I think it's going to replace 105. Meguiars says on the record that they're not replacing any products with this M110 or M210. I just don't see the need for all of them. Anyway, so that was my first look, my first impressions. I'm still kind of on the fence because I do really like M100, and I've found a lot of uses for M100. One thing I don't like about 100 is that blue color, and it's a lot thicker. The viscosity is thicker. Now, I don't think viscosity matters for the workability of the product. It's just something to note. So M110, I'm getting so confused through all the numbers, but M110 at first glance looks very promising. Can't wait to get it out into the sun. I can't wait to get it out onto some more cars. Let me know what you guys think of M110, and have you tried it? Are you going to try it? What do you think about the price point? Is it too high? Should they have made it around the M100 mark? I think if they would have brought it into the 30s, without a doubt would have been a game changer, would have definitely got me to convert over. I actually did purchase this for $47.99 plus $8 shipping. And so, I don't know. Now that I have it, obviously going to try it. It does say on the front that it quickly removes 1200 grit, and so let's put it through the test. Look for more videos on that. Subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this product, what I could do better, what demos you would like to see, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. See ya.